everyone. This is Hamster Handling with Mistletoe, and we are starting all over from square one. We've had Mistletoe since Christmas, and we've been working on hamster handling and getting her better well adjusted to it since then. But we're starting over. We're first trying to gain her trust through the use of treats, and at first she doesn't seem to really notice the treat. I think because she's trying to stay high to our other hamster, Lucy, who's running around in her exercise ball. But eventually she does grab the treat and, we have success. So Mistletoe is very much enjoying her papaya treat right now. And she's been doing a lot better with hamster handling, but we've definitely have been having a rough time with it. She just doesn't really seem to want to be held. She's had a very hard time getting adjusted with the movements of the hands. She doesn't mind being petted though. However, sudden movements of the hands do often spook her a bit, so it's been pretty hard getting her to, adjust to being handled. Mistletoe is super friendly though, and she does always want to know what's going on, and she does love being around us and, the other little guys that we have, which of course they don't play side by side together, but, she's very much interested in their noise and movements as well as ours. And as you can see, she doesn't mind being petted, like I said, but she doesn't want to really be held or go from hand to hand yet. We have had some success, and there have been a few times where she's tried to climb out of the playpen, and I've been able to stop her by picking her up and placing her back into the playpen. And during those times, she seems fine with being in, my hands, but otherwise she doesn't really like being held. Mistletoe and Lucy love to see each other. It's absolutely adorable. They always say hi to one another when one is in the playpen and the other is in their ball. And they do often run side by side in their exercise balls together. They're really adorable. And a lot of people will argue that hamster balls are not a good idea to use. However, we always take it one hamster ball and one hamster at a time. For Mistletoe, she doesn't really seem to mind it. But on some days, she's not totally into it. And, on those days, she'll spend the majority of her exercise time while she's out of her house in the playpen. Now, lately, I haven't been sitting in the playpen with Mistletoe as I was doing. I do plan to start doing that again soon, but since we are completely starting over with her from square one for hamster handling, I have not been in the playpen with her for, I guess, a couple weeks now. We have to take things extremely slow with her. She doesn't always come out of her house every day. So that makes things more difficult and kind of delays things a bit. But, like I said, we have made some small progress. It's just that we've had to start completely over because there were several days in a row where she didn't come out of her house. And when she did come out, she had gotten spooked when I tried to hold her. And it just kind of made things more difficult. She's very inquisitive and absolutely loves to know what's going on around her at all times. Any slight movements or noise that she may hear or see, she will, stop and question. So she's really, really intelligent and inquisitive. Yeah, she's definitely very intelligent. She's no stranger to know how to get what she wants. She's always constantly, intrigued by everything that's going on around her. Like I said, she really does actually love to be petted and no longer minds my hands moving around her. I can do daily spot cleans in her house without her freaking out or anything. She'll actually come to see what I am doing. She doesn't miss a trick though, so anything that's going on she notices. She will come to me though when I'm doing the daily spot cleans in her house, and she can be around my hands then and have no problem whatsoever. I can sit my hands in the playpen with her when she's, doing her thing in the playpen, and there's no problem. It's just basically right now the actual holding part that is holding us up. And we live in a 2-story home, but Mistletoe will literally hear everything that's going on all throughout the house. So it doesn't matter if something is happening downstairs or not. She will hear it, she will not miss it, and she will stop and freeze for a second to figure out what is going on. If something, it is a little loud or whatnot. And she literally just heard our ratties making a little noise right now, and she stops to listen to know what's going on. It's really actually pretty impressive because she really did not miss anything. And she heard them again just now, so, it's really strange, but, cool. It's really cool, actually. I've never had a hamster before notice literally like every little thing that's going on throughout the house, so it's pretty cool. So far though, I've only successfully gotten Mistletoe from one hand to the other, maybe once or twice, and immediately after she got to the next hand, she had to go right back to the floor of the playpen. So, not too much success, but, that is a start, and we just have to take it very, very slowly. None of our fur babies have ever taken so long to adjust to being handled before. None of our hamsters, none of our guinea pigs, none of our rats, none of them. But every little fur baby is different, and therefore you have to kind of, adjust to their needs as well. So it's been pretty frustrating at times and difficult, but, it's not a process that can really be rushed. So really, you just have to kind of flow with whatever, their needs are, and just do your best to, adapt to their needs as they are trying to adjust to what you're trying to, accomplish. And hamster handling can definitely be very scary for not just the hamster, but also the human. So keeping your nerves as calm as possible helps to keep the hamster calm as possible. And Mistletoe is definitely plotting her escape right now, which she does pretty often. And, usually when she climbs to the top, I can just kind of, scoop her up and, safely get her back to the floor of the playpen without a problem. But that's pretty much the only time I've really been able to hold her and occasionally get her to go from hand to hand without her getting too spooked by my hands. If I attempt to pick her up while she's in the playpen and not trying to escape though, that's like a whole different story. She kind of gets spooked almost immediately, and I will not be able to successfully hold her. Especially for hamsters that get spooked kind of easily, like Mistletoe, it's very important to always keep them as low to the ground as possible when you are attempting to handle them, which is why we only attempt this, in the playpen and as low to the ground as possible. So you can actually see here where I do attempt to pick her up, and she just kind of skips past my hands. She gets pretty spooked if your hands seem to be closing in on her. Like I said, we're taking things very slow, but we are focusing on the positives, such as the fact that if she's trying to escape the playpen, I can scoop her up and successfully get her back to the floor of the playpen. And it's just really, like I said, the holding part. So when you get them to go from hand to hand, you will often make like that circle like shape. Well, if that circle where your thumb and your pointer finger are coming together gets too closed and she can't fully stick her face out, that is where she struggles the most with. And being that I know that, I'm well aware of that. So I always try to keep those fingers as open as possible so that her head can fully stick out without feeling like she is closed in. But she still, doesn't really want to be held. Still, we're going to keep on trying because it is very important for hamsters and any fur baby really to be well adjusted to being handled. I mean, if God forbid, we needed to do anything with her, we wouldn't really be able to do much at this point because she's not well adjusted to being handled. So, we keep on trying and hopefully she will be well adjusted soon, because it's just really, really important for them to feel as comfortable as possible in your hands. Like I said, for any potential care reasons. If for some reason she needed her nails trimmed, I wouldn't really be able to even attempt it at this point. So it is definitely, something that we're going to continue working on. And since we have started over again from square one with her, she definitely seems to have been making more progress and seems to be more comfortable when we do make our attempts. It's just going to take some more time. Like I said, we've never had a fur baby take so long to be well adjusted to being handled. Our dwarf hamsters, in fact, almost immediately were well adjusted. However, everybody's different, so she's just going to need some more time, and it's really important for us humans to stay as cool and calm and as collective about it as possible so that they can feel more comfortable. Because as any pet person knows, if the animal does not feel comfortable, then it's not going to happen. Mistletoe really loves her oxbow chews. All of our fur babies do. But we really like the oxbow chew that she just went across here, the little pom-pom thing, because it kind of looks a little Irishy for St. Patrick's Day that, was just the other week. Mistletoe is so silly. I absolutely love when she gets silly like this. She often does silly things like this, and it's just really cute and funny to watch. So yeah, having Mistletoe has definitely, been a huge delay. And even though hamster handling has had some delays, we're very, very pleased to have Mistletoe with us, and we look forward, to adventuring with her even further and see what happens. We hope that you will, check back for more updates on Mistletoe, and we thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and check back for more of Mistletoe's hamster handling.